Hey Biscuits, I thought while I've been editing this footage that, oh, I'll give you a little like walking along tour of my thoughts and everything, because I love hearing people's thoughts on houses. But that's a good way to start a vlog, Biscuits. My allergies have kicked up for some reason, which I don't normally get autumn allergies, and this year I'm getting them just full hog. I'm getting crazy allergies. You can see how red my eyes are. This is the first year I've gotten autumn allergies, and I'm kind of like, I don't approve of getting spring and fall allergies. It's not really fair. But I want to bring you along. One of the questions I've been getting on Instagram, because I shared little tidbits of house hunting stuff, is that you would love to see the interior exteriors of houses in Western Washington. Like, what do they look like?
Baby.
What do you get? What's on the market kind of thing. And these are like, you know, entry-level, suburban-y kind of homes, right? Like, these are nothing like grandiose or anything, but I thought it was fun that I got so many questions on Instagram going, hey, will you show us like more of those clips? And so I want to bring you along today. I think my sister's coming along, and we're going to, you know, real life Zillow and look at places together. And I thought, why not bring you? We are 15 minutes early to where we're supposed to be, which kind of by accident, because we had to get in the car because that tired one that you see in the mirror over there was up for like 5.5 hours this morning without a nap, and was very crabby. And finally I thought, well, we're just gonna drive and hopefully you nap. And she napped a little bit, a tiny bit, and now she's awake again. So I'm hoping she goes back to sleep. I'm really hoping. Okay, don't go out yet, my love. Now this house that I'm gonna show you first is on kind of a busy through street. In fact, since we're here early, I'm gonna bundle us up because it's pouring rain, so you can see on the windows. Bubba, you cannot get out, come back in. This is a busy street. So I think that's kind of a negative on it. Yeah, you'd have to like fence in the front yard or something, because it's just not, it doesn't seem very safe with how fast cars come by here. But we'll see, we'll take you along. I just thought it would be a fun thing. I love house hunting shows. And I know that I've been talking about this for like since Pear was born pretty much. We've been looking at stuff and I haven't been able to find anything that works, that I can afford. That's the important caveat there. And you guys are finally asking about that. I'm like, oh, well, let's come along. You're getting her out? She's totally awake. Dang it. I would have brought some hot cocoa and a snack if I realized she was going to be up this whole time. It's very rainy, but how much longer do we have? We've got another like 10 minutes. They don't like it when you wander around houses without people to show you, but I thought maybe we'd wander around the yard a little bit since we're just 10 minutes early and I've got kids to entertain. So I'll bring you along and we will check it all out and kind of see what's Western Washington real estate like. It's crazy, let me say that. Prices are crazy, houses sell instantly. What you get is all over the place, but it's generally stuff that needs either a lot of updating, and if it doesn't need a lot of updating, it's going to be on some major road near a freeway, something that's a negative. So let's go check it out. And wait, should I do like an Instagram ta-da? Okay, wait, let's do a ta-da. Ready? Oh, to the house we go. So the first spot that I'm showing you, it had a really cool yard. Like, they weren't doing anything with the yard. It was just brambles pretty much. But I like the idea of where the yard was going. I think the downsides were that the neighbors were 2 stories. It was a 2-story neighbor house, plus they were on a higher elevation than you. So there was nothing you could ever really grow with ease that would give you any privacy in your backyard. Like, they would just be able to see everything you did in your backyard. And I think the second downside was that you really heard the cars coming by there, even inside with the windows closed. So I imagine if you left the windows open in the summer, you would really hear them. And it's a shame, because I feel like it's a house that's actually kind of in budget, you know, and it's just crazy to be how little house you get. It really felt like a small home. Like the bathrooms were all small and the rooms did not feel airy. It wasn't terrible square footage. I like the idea of it more than practically like how would anybody live in there. I think it would be difficult to live in there with traffic noise and room sizes and things. It just had a weird layout. It had like a shower in the laundry room, and I don't know what you would ever do with that necessarily, because it's not like you could play in the backyard and come in. You would have to go through the living room and the kitchen to get to that shower. It was just a strange layout. But it was, so this must be the primary bedroom. Pear, I'm gonna sit you right here so that I can readjust my arm. Is that okay? Yeah, I like the sizes. This is like a 1,500, 1,400 square foot house, so you definitely feel it. Oh, careful with her. Careful with your sister. But you are being gentle to her. Okay, you do hear the cars from the bedroom. This is one of, I think, its selling points. Is it's got a clawfoot tub. Babagoo, you can't traipse her all over. You can hear how loud it is when the cars come by. Definitely. Hold on, a little small human has run off. And I do not want to play this game with him, but yeah, you definitely hear the noise. Hold on, I'm trying to find it. So kind of small closets. You don't have any real big storage. The second house that I showed you is this cool one that's kind of built like into a rockscape. Abraham absolutely loved all the rocks. He was sold. He was like, we should live here. I asked, would you want to live in that house? He said, well, no, but I'll just spend all my time out playing on the rocks. It was a really tiny house. It was like 1,200, 1,300 square feet. It was so small that as the real estate agent and I walked through it, I kid you not, we both like turned to each other and went, oh, is this actually the whole house? Like we thought there was maybe a downstairs. It felt so small. It was very dainty. Like that space that I'm showing you, that is the entire living room. That's the whole shebang. I thought it was like part of the kitchen. No, that's the whole living room. It was shockingly small and it had no backyard. It was built at the back of the lot, so you had like some big rocks for kids to fall off of, which were so much fun but dangerous. And then no backyard. And that road, the real estate agent told me, gets so icy in the winter that one of your neighbors with an ATV, you have to get them to like ride you up on the ATV to your house and keep your car parked at the bottom of that road. So while it was right under $500,000 for that house, which, you know, in this market is a good deal, no, I think right under $500,000 for a house that you cannot drive to in the winter. And Western Washington does not get that icy of winters, but you know, nobody prepares for anything out here. It seemed a little crazy. It was a perfectly fine house. It was just very small. It was a house that felt like it would fit a single person really well, maybe a couple, but not somebody with kids. It just did not have this, like you would be on top of each other constantly, tripping over toys. It would not work well. Okay, third house I showed you. This house I fell in love with. I really legitimately wanted to buy it. It went for all cash offers, over $100,000 over asking price. And this is a 1,300 square foot little old house that, as you can see, needs a lot of renovation and love. It was in a really nice little quiet neighborhood that you could walk. So great location. It went a shocking bidding war. Like I couldn't even get my offer in. The offer was due because they had like 4 or 5 other competing offers within 4 hours of me seeing it. And it went for, in cash, $100,000 over asking. Last I heard. I haven't double checked to see if the bid went up because they were battling each other for bidding. It was such a beautiful house. I fell in love with that house. I would love to live in that house. It was so sweet. It was small. Like I really had to wander around and figure out how would I make this a livable situation with my family. But it was just such a little dreamy, artisty cottage house that I love that because it just fit my personality so well. I'm really disappointed I lost out on that house. I have so far lost out on, I think that's the 5th house that I've been outbid on. I'm gonna have to like rack my brain and figure out which ones I've lost out on at this point. And I've only really been house hunting for like a month and a half, 2 months. 2 months, I guess. Yeah, it's probably more like 2 months. And I'm not for certain gonna move. I'm just looking to see if in my tiny, meager little budget, I can find a spot that's just a little bit better, a little closer to things. I live kind of out far away from things right now. And as Abraham gets older, he goes to increasing amount of activities, and that's only gonna go up. And then little baby sister is gonna start going to things. And it would just be nice to not have so much driving. And I would like to get a little bit closer. I can't get super close, but a little bit closer to family. Because I just think that'd be a little bit nicer. So Western Washington housing market is insane. I don't know where everybody is selling their houses to come in with like $5, $6, $7, $800,000 in cash. It's crazy. My real estate agent was telling me that day before yesterday she had a house go for $200,000 over asking, and they're having these escalation clauses, which I didn't even know about until this house that I just left out on. It's like you can just say it'll just keep going no matter what somebody else offers. I'm like, blindly? Oh my god. So I don't know. Probably I just won't be able to move because it's just too crazy of a market right now. I mean, if anything's in my budget, it's like right next to a freeway, or it's on a really busy road, and it's on like a tiny little lot, and the only houses in my price range are like 1,400 square feet and below. Every once in a while something a little bit bigger will come on the market, but it's something that like has leaky windows and doors that don't work and ruined flooring and a kitchen that's to be torn out. Like, there's nothing move-in ready, which I faced last time I was moving too, just trying to find a place to live. It's such a difficult market out here, and I would love to hear from you biscuits. What's your market where you live like for housing? Is it as insanely expensive, competitive, and just the inventory is like tiny and run down? It amazes me. You really do have to have like $800,000 to $1 million in cash to get a house out here that isn't going to be years of renovation work. You know? And I'm like, how many people have that on hand? It just amazes me. I'm going to keep bringing you along for fun adventures as I do this. I filmed little bits and pieces that I was kind of deciding, do I really want to go house hunting? But I really do. You know, kind of when like you feel the universe or God tap on your shoulder and be like, this is kind of like the right path. So I'm just testing it out to see. It wasn't the path I thought at the beginning of the year I'd be taking, but stuff has just come up where I'm like, it would be really nice to be able to find the right fit of location somewhere that I could grow into the house, maybe like, you know, build an extra room on in 5 years or something, since I can't afford anything big, because I can see that I don't really want to keep moving with the kids, and it's just a pain in the butt where we live right now. It's just hard to get to do anything. The school district isn't that great, so we're kind of looking like, can I find a slightly better neighborhood? Maybe not. But it's hard work, house hunting. It is so crazy. It's so emotional. I was so drained after trying to do this bid on that cute little artist cottage. And like, I knew even before we talked about doing the bid that it was going to go for over asking. And then my question was like, well, how much over asking? Because it's like right at my top limit now. It's crazy. It is crazy house market. I am rooting that the right house will fall into place at the right time, and I'm trying not to be stressed about it, because like, we have a solid living situation, we have a comfy spot to live, we have a nice roof over our head, it's warm, it's toasty, it's waterproof, knock on wood, with all these leaky windows I've seen in houses lately. But definitely long term. So I'm going to keep looking. I'm going to keep bringing you along. Let me know if you would like to see like more sit down chats with me about houses. Just come along and take peeks at houses. That's what I love to see. Yeah, because it's a wild ride. Oh my goodness. Send me some Axe biscuits because I need to like comfort eat or something. It's so stressful. Especially because we're getting into that holiday period where like, when would we move? You know, we're kind of inching out of, unless something dropped in my lap today, out of being able to move before the holidays. So then it's like, it just gets increasingly more difficult. There's literally no houses on the market right now. I think everything's sold that I looked at, and there's like nothing in my price range. So I'm just waiting for something to pop on in my price range. It's wild. Okay, I'm going to see you in the next video. Send me good vibes, because this is a crazy universe we are finding ourselves in with the housing market. Thanks, baby boomers, for holding on to everything so that there's no inventory. I say that to my parents, and they're like, "Why do you hate baby boomers so much?" I'm like, "Why do you think I hate baby boomers so much?" That's why, because they've made it impossible for my generation to find houses to buy and live in. Yes. Thanks, universe. Yeah. No, the universe will provide. It will plop the right house down at the right time. I have full faith in that. It's just hard when you're eager and you're like, you want to be done. To have it feel so far out of reach. But hopefully, if not, we just keep living in our cozy little abode, and that's cool too. But I'm hoping Mr. Snowman says he's hopeful too. Okay, biscuits. See you over on Instagram. Big hugs. House hunting time. We need a house hunting theme song. But I don't even have a big idea of one because my brain is fried from crazy people just throwing cash at houses going, I don't need an inspection. I don't need any knocks on my exhalation clause. Just whatever. And I'm like, okay, money bags. Whatever.